team, I hope you're all well. Today is Monday. We're going to start a new weekly reading vlog. I say this like I've been doing them regularly. I haven't. I didn't do one last week at all. But I have been doing bits and bobs from home today. I'm exhausted from having such a busy weekend with the shop drop on Saturday. And completely selling out, so it's completely wiped me out and I'm exhausted, so not in work today, but I wanted to start this reading vlog and let you know what I'm planning on reading this week. I have high hopes. I don't know if I'm going to get to everything, but we'll see. It's standard from me. So a couple of books are for book clubs, including my Patreon one, and then a couple of books are for Believathon, which Gav is hosting for his Patreons, and I'm really excited to be doing it this week. So basically he's got like a list of 5 prompts, I think, and then 5 self-care prompts as well. And I'm not going to tell you about the prompts because this is like a Patreon thing only, but I do want to sort of acknowledge that I'm reading these books for Believathon. So the self-care that I'm going to do is, I think, a blanket cocoon and also a favourite snack. So the idea is that you pair a book up with a self-care prompt. So the books that I'm planning on reading, I think, this week are Kidnap on the California Comet by M.G. Leonard and Sam Sedgman, which is the second in the Adventures in Train series, and I really like this series. We're following Harrison Beck, who basically in the first series, the first book, which was The Highland Falcon Thief, he ended up going on a train journey with his uncle while his mum was having his baby sister. And there was a thief on the train and he was trying to figure out who it was because he was being accused. It was really good and I really enjoyed it. So in this one it says, desperate to go on another amazing train journey, Harrison Beck leaps at the chance to board the California Comet in an iconic route from Chicago to San Francisco. But when Marianne, the daughter of billionaire train enthusiast, goes missing, Hal finds himself with another mystery to solve. Can he find the kidnappers before the journey ends? So it sounds really interesting and it has got little illustrations in it and stuff. So I am looking forward to picking up this one. And then the other book that I kind of want to read this week is Julia and the Shark by Kira Millwood Hargreave with Tom DeFreston. This one is heavily illustrated, but it's absolutely beautiful and I'm really looking forward to reading it. I don't know if this is going to be too heavy of a read. I don't know what's wrong with me at the moment, but I seem to be really attracted to books that are dealing with grief or like almost death. On the back it says, my name is Julia. This is the story of the summer I almost lost my mum and found a shark older than trees. Don't worry though, that doesn't spoil the ending. And it sounds really, really adorable. So I don't know if it does sound adorable, but I'm really looking forward to reading it anyway. Oh, look at this. It's like see-through, so that when you put it on that side it looks like this, but when you put it on this side it looks like this. So pretty. So I'm looking forward to reading that one also this week. Then for my Patreon buddy read for January, February, I have been really behind with this and I haven't picked it up yet, so I'm hoping to read it this week. And I have made a start on it, and that is Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. Following Luke O'Donnell, who is reluctantly famous. His dad is a has-been who's trying to make a comeback, and Luke tries to stay out of the limelight as much as he can. His rock star parents split when he was young, and the father he never met spent the next 20 years cruising in and out of rehab. Now that his dad's making a comeback, Luke's in the public eye, and one compromising photo is enough to ruin everything. So he currently works for a charity. The charity have been getting complaints because Luke works for them, and now they're saying that they're being quite homophobic about it, and now they're saying that he needs to try and settle down and have a better image. So Luke is on the hunt now for a fake boyfriend, and to clean up his image, Luke has to find a nice normal relationship, and Oliver Blackwood is as nice and normal as they come. He's a barrister and an ethical vegetarian, and he's never inspired a moment of scandal in his life. In other words, perfect boyfriend material. Unfortunately, apart from being gay, single, and really in need of a date for a big event, Luke and Oliver had nothing in common. So they strike a deal to be publicly friendly, fake boyfriends until the dust has settled. Then they can go their separate ways and pretend it never happened. I love fake dating, so I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm currently 49 pages in. I've just been listening to a bit while I've been packaging support group starter packs. So I am going to carry on listening to this one, I think, this afternoon before I do Patreon sprints this evening. So I am reading this one. It is very quintessentially British, and the narrator is Joe Jameson, who is the same narrator for the Greatcoat series. So it's really hard not to imagine Falkio, Kest and Brasti, but because obviously very similar narration style. Another book that I am partway through is Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. I am currently on page 195, which is halfway through a chapter and very frustrating. This one is a start of a high fantasy series that I'm currently reading, and so far I'm enjoying it. There's got a lot of Norse mythology in here, Norse inspired mythology in here, which I haven't read from before. I don't think I've read anything that's been Norse inspired, to be perfectly honest, so it is new to me. There are a lot of characters that we're following in here as well, which is sometimes hard to keep up with, but I'm getting there with it. I obviously haven't read a fantasy in a hot minute, so I'm getting there with it, and I am not halfway through, which is great. So hopefully finish this week, and then the only other book, no, that's a lie, the other book that I would like to concentrate on, but if I don't get to it, it can run into next month, is The Bone Ships by RJ Barker, which I'm reading for Cassidy's book club, the Backlist book club. So I would like to get to this one. And then the only other book that I will be starting at some point this week, I'm reading it with the tandem read along, is House of Sky and Breath. Won't be finished this week, but I am reading it this week. So I don't know when it's going to be started, because I don't know when the books are coming to us, but I already do have my copy, so I could start it now, but I kind of want to keep up with the read along so I can keep up with the chat and stuff. So yeah, there is that one as well, so I will let you know when I get started on that one. But my main priorities are these four, and then The Bone Ships if I can, and also House of Sky and Breath. We'll see what happens, but these are my priorities, which is nice. I've got middle grade romance, I've got 2 middle grades of romance and a high fantasy. So maybe I might actually get some reading done this week, which would be friggin' lovely, because I've really missed reading. So we will see what happens, but I'm gonna go and actually start my reading vlog for my Patreons. I won't give you my full thoughts on this because I will be doing a Patreon reading vlog. I will just let you know what I rate it and things like that. But yeah, this is my Patreon buddy read, so I will be doing a spoiler filled vlog for them at some point. So yeah, but that's what I'm planning on reading this week. I do have work. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else planned, so we'll see what happens. Wearing the same jumper as yesterday. No, I'm not sorry. I love this jumper, it's very comfy. Yes, it is one of the support group jumpers. It's one of the sweaters. So I would recommend, not just for my benefit, for yours also. It's very comfortable. Thought I'd come on and give you a quick reading update, but also I have a couple parcels that have come. They came a little bit earlier, but I've been doing the launch for the support group and it's gone absolutely wild. So incredibly appreciative of everybody that has been excited about it and has supported, everybody that's had a hand in putting it all together. The Discord has popped off. So thank you so much to everybody. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to open these yet. They came a little bit earlier, but I've been sitting staring at them while I've been waiting for it to calm down a little bit, and it's not done, so I'm just gonna get on with it. So Dewey has a note from Amanda. She did say that something was coming. Oh, bless her. She got me the Winter Tales, which I read at Jade's for Pokethon. I loved this book, it was so beautiful. So I'm really glad I have a physical copy now. This is a collection of some random Winter Tales, little bit of folklore and stuff from different places across the world, and it's absolutely stunning and I would recommend it. It's so beautiful. Thank you, Amanda, for sending me this one. And then this one, I don't know if this is still Amanda. Tracy, just a celebration book to say well done to you and Jade for selling out on Daisy and B, and for being you two, from Tracy. Oh, you know what, this is perfect because this just encompasses me and Jade entirely. Tracy got me East of the Sun, West of the Moon by Jackie Morris, which Jade was reading during Pokethon while I was at hers, and the book looked so beautiful and she kept reading little bits to me as well, and I was so intrigued by it that I wanted to get a copy myself. So this is absolutely stunning. I haven't read the original East of the Sun, West of the Moon story. This is a reimagining by Jackie Morris, but the original one is in the Nordic Tales book, which is very similar to this. So I will read that before I pick this one up. But thank you so much, Jackie and Amanda, for sending me these. I really do appreciate it. You two are angels. Thank you so much. I finished a book yesterday, which is very exciting indeed. I read Julia and the Shark by Kieran Millwood Hargreave, and this is absolutely stunning. This book is so beautiful. Not just the storytelling, but the illustrations inside it, the layout, everything is so beautiful. Content warnings for mental health. I'm not going to say any more than that because I really don't want to spoil it. I honestly thought that this was going to be one thing going into it, and it wasn't something entirely different, but it was something different. Actually, content warnings for mental health, but also attempted suicide. I will preface it with that as well, so just be wary of that going in, but other than that, you don't need to know much more. Following Julia, who's a young girl, I think she's about 10 years old. Her mum and dad go up to the Shetland Islands from down south where they live near Cornwall, and her mum is searching for a whale, and that's the reason why they're up at the Shetland Islands. Her dad is trying to fix a lighthouse that they're going to be living in over the summer, and Julia is just trying to be a kid but also worried about her parents. And it's fascinating. Very, very good story. I absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It was so beautiful. Such a great recommendation from Gav. Not only that, but anytime I get a recommendation really, really hyped from Gav, I always check the acknowledgements just to see if he's in there, and he is right here. And I tagged him in a story yesterday to say, oh my god, Gav's in the acknowledgements, blah blah blah, and he had no idea. Bless him. So I'm glad I've brought that to his attention, but also so hyped for him, so hyped. So thank you, Gav, for the recommendation. Such a beautiful book and such a great start to Believathon as well. This one I can tell you about the prompts. We checked with Gav, and I can tell you about the prompts. So let me just get the prompts up. So this one would fulfill, it was anticipated by me because of the hype that both Jade and Gav gave it. Jade's not read it yet, but she hyped it a lot on Gav's behalf, essentially. and it's also illustrated. So it could be one of those two, but I was also eating. So I ate a favourite snack while I was reading this one as well, so that counts. And now I think the hype, it's not necessarily dying down a little bit, but I think I have the opportunity here to try and read something, maybe an audiobook. So I was going to pick up Kidnap on the California Comet, but I don't have an audiobook for it. And I feel like an audiobook would be really good for me because I can still potter about on the Discord and on the Etsy shop and stuff. Maybe even go upstairs, package some orders. Kind of want to do my roles for Bookopoly as well for the weekend. But I'm thinking of listening to a bit of boyfriend material while doing all of that. So I think this is what I'm going to dive into for the rest of the evening. It is currently 8:20. So I mean, there is still a few hours of the evening left, but I'm also absolutely shattered. Today has been a very long day. So I think I'm just going to listen to a bit more of this, and I will check back in with you when I've got something to tell you. Hello, it is Thursday. I can't remember the last thing I updated you on. It's currently 5:10 in the evening, and tonight I have the Encanto movie watch along with my Patreons, and I'm really excited. I've never watched Encanto before, so I'm so freaking hyped. But I thought I would come on and give you a quick update. I do have a very small parcel here, which is from me. I ordered this the other day and I'm very excited about it. So it is the novella for the Him series, and this is book 2.5, Epic, by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. And if you saw my TBR, you will know that I am reading Us during the month of March, and I wanted to read Epic as well, just to wrap the series up completely. It was not necessary at all for me to get this novella, but I wanted to get it anyway because, you know, why not? So I'm very excited. It looks like this is literally like 55 pages. I could have read the novella on Kindle Unlimited probably, but I wanted the set because these covers are adorable, so I got Epic. So I'm very excited indeed to read that one in March. Reading update from me. I have been reading boyfriend material. I listened to some more last night. I ended up coming back from work, and then after looking after Thomas as well for a little bit in the evening with Matt. So it was about 8 o'clock when I got home, and I jumped straight on Pris's Sprints and I listened to some more of boyfriend material whilst packaging up Final Book Support Group starter packs. The stickers still haven't arrived yet, so at the moment I'm just packing up the bookmarks and loyalty cards, popping them in the envelopes and sticking the addresses on the front, so that when the stickers come, all I need to do is stick the stickers in and stick my return address label on the back. But I was getting a head start on that last night and I got about halfway through my order, so I'm really happy about how that's going. I am up to chapter 30, which is page 240, so I'm just over halfway, and I am still hoping to finish this soon. At some point I could do with finishing it this evening, but I just don't think that's going to be possible with me watching Encanto. And I'm also now reading as well House of Sky and Breath. Our read along for this has started now with Tandem. So last night again I did start this, and I read the prologue, which was a reasonable length, sorry. So I'm up to page 25 now. So I do today need to read up to page 58 of this to complete day one's pages. So I don't know, I mean, it's 5 o'clock and my tea is in the oven, so I need to eat that before the movie starts. But if there's a period of time between eating my tea and the movie, then I may read for a little bit, but I think I'm going to focus on this, and then I can go up to bed later after the movie and read this. I don't know. I don't think the movie will be that long, to be fair. How long is Encanto? I can't see it being that long because it's a animation. It's like I don't want to say a kids movie because it's not necessarily Encanto. 1 hour and 42, so that will take us to 9:45ish. So maybe I could do a couple sprints with my patrons after and read a bit more. We'll see. I'll see how they feel and what they want to do. They'll only be, in fact it'll be a busier one this time because everyone's excited about Encanto, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I can do a little bit of reading later on. I do have work in the morning, so I don't want to read too late. I've been sleeping so late recently, so it's really getting me down. Sorry, just playing with them. It's really getting me down because I really need to sleep. But yeah, that's currently what I'm reading. I've made no progress so far on The Shadow of Gods. I am still hoping to finish it, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. It does depend. The boy's off work this weekend, so I will be spending the weekend with him. It'll be my first weekend off for a couple of weeks, so I'm actually really looking forward to it. But yeah, we'll see. That's my update. So I'm gonna go and make sure that I'm ready for my tea, maybe listen to a little bit of that while I'm waiting. We'll see. I'll keep you posted, let you know how I'm getting on when I've got an update for you. Hello, happy Sunday. Today, after last night's little meltdown, which I don't know if it's gonna stay in the video or not, we'll see. I did have a bit of a meltdown last night. I was struggling mentally with trying to cope with not working. I don't know, it's been a coping mechanism to deal with my grandpa's grief for the last few weeks, and also it's been keeping me really busy, and I've actually really enjoyed it. So yesterday took the day off work. I actually didn't, because I ended up doing a reasonable amount of stuff for YouTube and Patreon and things like that. But I took the day off specifically, and I'm hoping to do it again today. Actually, I'm kind of feeling like all I want to do today is just relax, whether that be watching a bit of TV or reading, kind of for funsies, but also not. Like, I want to read for the Pokethon that Jade's hosting, which is her readathon. She's extended it into today as well. It was supposed to be 24-hour, but she's extended it into today. This is a Patreon only readathon, just in case you're wondering if you missed out. If you're a Patreon, you'll know about it. If you're not, you won't. So I kind of want to read a little bit more for that, because I did manage to complete boyfriend material last night for one of the prompts for that, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. If I gave half stars, I would give it 4.5. It was really, really good. But I also bought some crystals, which was one of the prompts. I bought 2 salt lamps, which come in today, so I'll show you later on when those come. And I also went on a road trip, which was another prompt. But a couple of the other prompts I would really like to fulfill. You get extra points for fulfilling these during a gym, so why not? I do want to carry on with House of Sky and Breath. Just mention that very quickly. I do want to carry on with this today. I do have some catching up to do as far as the read-along's concerned. I don't know how many days in we are now, to be perfectly honest, but I'm pretty behind. I'm only on page 59, so I would like to make some progress in this today at some point, hopefully. But in between reading that, I would like to dip in and out of 1, if not 2 books. So I do have some options. So one of the prompts is for A Broken Thing on the cover. And for this one, I think I'm going to go for Starfell, Willow Moss and the Lost Day by Dominique Valente. I've heard such good things about this, and I really want to pick it up. I know Jade loved it, I know Emma loved it, and I know that Pris has just read it and she's loved it. So me and Pris picked this up while we were at Waterstones with Jade the other week. So I would really like to read this. However, there's nothing specifically broken on the front of this cover, but if you turn it over, there is a broken egg there. There's also a tail here. I don't know if this belongs to a dragon or a dinosaur, but there is a prompt for books with dinosaur in them. So if it's a dinosaur, I'm going to swap it for that prompt. But if it's not, I'll just do it as a broken thing on the cover, because although it's the back cover, there's nothing specifically says it has to be the front cover. So I want to go for this one, which is following Willow Moss, the least powerful sister in a family of witches, has a magical ability for finding lost things like spectacles or socks, useful but not exactly exciting. Then the most feared witch of all of Starfell comes asking for Willow's help. Last Tuesday has gone missing, and without it, the whole world could unravel. Now Willow holds the fate of Starfell in her rather unremarkable hands. I'm really excited about it. So I've got that one. And then one of the other prompts is to read a backlist / older book. Now, although this is 2020, it's not that far backlist. 2019. So it's a few years old. It's not ridiculously backlist, but to me, anything that's older than like a year ago is backlist. So I wouldn't mind reading Nordic Tales from Norway, Sweden, Finland, Iceland and Denmark. I know that Jade read this while we were doing Pokethon the other week. She listened to the audiobook on my phone, so I do have the audio for it, and it's not very long, and I would really like to read this one because I know that East of the Sun, West of the Moon is in here, and I really want to know the original story of that, because hit this one, because I do have the other book that Jade read that was East of the Sun, West of the Moon. Can't remember the author's name now off the top of my head, but I've been sent that one now, and I would really like to read it, but I want to know the original story first. So I wouldn't mind listening to this as well today. Whether or not I actually do both, I'm not sure, but I'm aiming to do both of them and also catch up with some of House of Sky and Breath as well. Whether or not that means I actually watch any TV, I don't know, but I started WandaVision last night and I'm really enjoying it. I got 4 episodes in, I think, so I wouldn't mind watching a little bit more of that maybe and catching up with that. I kind of want to catch up on some of the Marvel series because I haven't, the TV series, because I haven't been watching them. I've watched the Falcon and the Winter Soldier twice because Bucky Barnes, why wouldn't I? But I would like to watch the others. So I'm watching WandaVision first, and then I think you're meant to go into Loki, and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then Hawkeye. I don't know if that's the order or not, but I'm going to double check before I go into the next one. But yeah, I wouldn't mind carrying on watching a bit more of that. I did start Loki. I think I got 2 episodes in, but we'll get to it when I get to it. So I don't know, I think these might be some of my plans today, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get some food. I have a sneak. I haven't been drinking enough water, so I'm gonna start off with a sneak because I'm feeling a little bit blur, and I know it's my mood more than anything, but I kind of want to pick myself up a little bit and have a bit of energy. I don't want to nap or anything today, and I know I will if I allow myself to do so. I was going to wash my hair this morning, but with no water pressure, so no can do. So yeah, I am gonna go and get some reading done. It is already 12:15, so again, I don't know how much of this I'm gonna get done or how much of this I'm gonna get done, but we'll see, and I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know how I'm getting on, and let's go read.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, hello, me again to bring you an update on what I've just managed to finish. It's now 5 o'clock. I have finished Starfell, Willow, Moss and the Lost Day. This is following young Willow, who is a witch. However, her special gift is that she can find the lost things. Her sisters have much cooler special gifts, and she's deemed like not that cool of a witch. So she ends up spending most of her day at home looking after her granny, and also kind of doing little spells for people in town that have lost bits and earning money for the family. Until one day, a very, very powerful witch comes into town and asks Willow if she can help her find the lost day that is Tuesday. It's gone missing, and this powerful witch is concerned that this could end the world. So Willow helps her try and find Tuesday, and that's what happens essentially. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. It's such a great adventure. I've ended up adding them all to my wish list and hardback. The fourth one in this series comes out actually on the 3rd of March, so I'm really looking forward to potentially binging all of these because I really, really enjoyed it. It was very fast paced. It was really good. I could take that bookmark out then. I've finished it. And the audiobook was so interesting. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Great cast of characters. It was good. I gave it 4 stars. If again I did half stars, it would be 4.5. But I really, really enjoyed it. So I really liked this one. And then I did read a book called All Aboard the Dinosaur Train. I think that's what it was called anyway. All Aboard the Dinosaur Express. And this one for Pokethon is for the prompt of read a book featuring a dinosaur, which this one obviously didn't fulfill. It was a monster that was in here with the tail on the back. So this is to fulfill the prompt for something broken on the cover. It's got a broken egg on the back. So then for the dinosaur prompt, I did read All Aboard the Dinosaur Express by Timothy Knapman and Ed Eves. This is a children's book, so like Thomas's age children's book, and it was really, really cute, following this dinosaur who went on a trip on the Dinosaur Express, and he got the chance to drive the train, and now he wants to be a train driver. And it's just really, really cute, and I loved it, and it's adorable. So it counts for Pokethon. I'm adding it to my read books because I read it. I haven't added a whole bunch of Thomas's books that I read to him 15 times the other day while I was with him to my Goodreads TBR. Sorry, read list, but I did read that one. So because I read that on my own, I didn't read it with Thomas. So yeah, cute little picture book. So that completes another 2 things for Pokethon. This one will also go towards Believathon as well for Gav's readathon. So at the end of the at the end of the vlog, I will just explain what everything counts for what. But I am now gonna dive into, I'm not gonna move on to Nordic Tales. I'm actually not gonna pick this one up. That was a pipe dream. I don't know what I was thinking. I won't have time to get through it today. Well, I would, but it would mean that I would make no progress on House of Sky and Breath, and I really need to prioritize it before I get too stressed and too far behind. So I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna go and make some progress in this. I don't know how far I need to get. I need to work that out. And I will give you an update. I might just wait till tomorrow now to give you another update and wrap everything up. So, yeah. It's Monday. Hello team, it is Monday morning and I'm here to wrap this reading vlog up. This week I was taking part in Camp Believeathon, which is a readathon that's hosted by Gav, and this one was run for his Patreons. And I had a really good time, managed to read 2 books for that, so I'm really happy with that, and also complete 2 self-care prompts. And I also did Jade's Pokethon readathon as well, another Patreon readathon as well, which was meant to be 24-hour but ended up being extended over the whole weekend, and I managed to complete 5 challenges for that one, so I'm really happy with that. So I managed to finish 4 books this week. One of them is a children's picture book, but still 4 books, and also make a decent dent in this, which I'll tell you about in a second. So the first book that I did read was Julia and the Shark by Kieran Millwood Hargreave, which was a very, very beautiful, emotional story, and I would recommend. I gave this one 5 stars. It was absolutely brilliant, and it's such a beautiful story as well. And I read this one, I can't remember what the challenge was that I read this one for, but editing Steph can leave it here for Gav's Camp Believeathon. But I also read this whilst eating my favourite snack as well, which was the self-care prompt that I matched this one up with. So I had a good time with this one at 5 stars. Then I did finish Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall, which I finished on Saturday. This is my Patreon buddy read for the months of January and February, so I have managed just about to finish it in February, and I'm really happy about that. So I have finished this one off also. So I loved this one. I gave it 4 stars. If I gave half stars, it will be 4.5, but I really enjoyed it. Fantastic. Looking forward to picking up Husband Material later on in the year, and also Rosalind Palmer Takes the Cake, which is the other book that I have from Alexis as well. So yeah, 4 stars for this one. Then on Saturday I did read Starfell, Willow, Moss and the Lost Day by Dominique Valente. This one was a recommendation from both Gav and Jade, and I know that Pris picked it up at the same time as me in Waterstones, and she's read it and absolutely loved it. I gave this one 4 stars. Again, if I gave half stars it would be 4.5, and I really enjoyed it. It was really good, very fast paced, and I cannot wait to pick the rest of them up. I know that Emma's been shouting at me to read this one for an age now, so I'm really glad that I've managed to get to it. And this one, again, can't remember the prompt for Believathon, Camp Believeathon, my phone's upstairs. So again, I'll put it here, but I was wrapped up in like a burrito. Blanket burrito for this one. Blanket cocoon, is that what he called it? Don't know, burrito. For the self-care prompt for this one. And then for Pokethon, this one completed the prompt for reading a book with something broken on the cover. I was thinking my way through that prompt then for a hot minute. So I read that one, and I also bought myself some salt lamps. So one of the prompts was to buy crystals, so I bought salt lamps. Another one of the prompts was to go on a road trip, and I also finished this on Saturday during Pokethon, and this one was for a cute cover. So that's 4 of the prompts. And then the other book that I did finish was why have I left my phone upstairs? Something to do with the Dinosaur Express. All Aboard the Dinosaur Express. I'll show it here. It is a picture book, but I needed a book with dinosaurs in it, and I don't have, if any, books with dinosaurs in them, so I decided to go for a picture book. This would be such a cute book for Thomas, and I think I might buy it in physical format for him at some point in the future when he's reading a little bit more, because he loves his books. But I really enjoyed this one. Again, I gave it 4 stars. It was really cute, and this one was to complete the prompt, dinosaurs in the book. So again, 5 Pokemons for Pokethon. I managed to catch 5 of them and I'm really happy, all during the pewter gym, and all of them were rock types as well, so I get the extra points for that. And then I did make some progress into House of Sky and Breath, which is the second book in the Crescent City series, and I am now on page 202. So I have made a decent dent, not a large one by any means. I should be up to here, which is page 241, but I was getting tired. And then today I should be up to here, 299. So I am aiming to get to this point today, but we'll see what happens later on. I have split this up so that I can finish it by Saturday, but we'll see. So yeah, really enjoying this one. It's going well, and there's a lot going on in here. This is not just a fantasy. This is fantasy, romance, mystery. There's all sorts going on in here. So, but I'm having a good time. And that is everything that I've read this week. I think it's been a little bit of an up and down vlog. I'm not sure what this is going to look like. We will see when I come to edit it this afternoon. But yeah, that's everything. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you've been reading, if you've read any of these that I've read. And if you got to the end of this video, leave me a moon emoji. Because why not? And I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.